I'm P.T. Barnum, here to present to you this special on public relations. What is it? How did it get to be the way that it is? Is it ethical? Stay tuned and find out. This is Bubba. Like most dogs, he does not talk, but is very lovable. To help you all understand public relations throughout the years, I, Mr. P.T. Barnum, will pretend to be Bubba's head of public relations, and show you what I would have done in several eras of the public relations industry. Let's say that Bubba is lonely, and wants more people to come love and appreciate and hug him. How can this be done with public relations? Well, public relations started as a degenerate form of advertising. In my day, we used press agentry to draw people to whatever attraction was passing through. If I were using that old archaic technique, I'd say something like this. Behold, Bubba the amazing talking dog. He runs, he jumps, his performance is that of a lifetime. Obviously, this would not be 100% true. Nevertheless, it was the technique of the time. But with the passage of that time, Mr. Ivy Lee and Edward Bernays decided that there was a more effective way of building excitement for things that could also double as a means to develop positive relationships between an organization or a person and those interested in it. They were significantly more honest in their approach. If I were to use their approaches to public relations for Bubba so that Bubba could get more hugs, I'd do the following. I'd put out a bunch of press releases to a bunch of different media outlets about Bubba. I'd try to visit a few people with a vested interest in dogs and get them to come see him and appreciate him for the sweet and loving dog that he is. And that way, when they saw Bubba, they'd say, "Aw, he's so sweet." And Bubba himself, and not lies about him, would be the key to their affections and to their excitement. Bubba would get many more hugs this way, because people would come to see him, find that he truly was a lovable dog, and tell their friends. But with even more of the passage of time, the public relations profession has evolved further, to the point where it is now not simply about creating positive relationships, but about informing, persuading, and integrating publics with an organization. So, if I were to do Bubba's public relations with these three more modern goals in mind, I'd do the following. I'd put out press releases, hand out pamphlets, make posters, create a Facebook page for Bubba, and make sure that he tweeted his daily activities. I'd get him on Good Morning America and have the New York Times write an article about just how special he was for all of his unique traits. I'd have Bubba come out in his local area and meet people. I'd have him sign autographs and be the guest of honor at dog shows. This would be to help inform people, and as I was doing it, I'd make sure that everyone knew just how great Bubba was. As they came to realize that, I would begin to persuade, using all of the aforementioned techniques, and by personal contact, I would persuade people to come see Bubba and give him hugs, so that he would be less lonely. And then, after they came to give him hugs, I'd have them sign pledges to help sponsor Bubba. $5 for dog chow here, another $10 so that he could pay for his home there, and so on and so forth. And after all of that, I'd make sure that they left with Bubba t-shirts and hats, and a big invitation to come back and see him later. And that is what I would do, public relations-wise, for Bubba throughout the ages. Is it ethical, folks? Just look at Bubba. How can anything that adorable not be ethical? Unless, like the brain from Pinky and the Brain, his only goal was to
try to take over the world.